How do the right and left hemispheres of the brain differ? For decades, scientists, psychologists and educators have studied how the human brain works and how each of its hemispheres specializes. Although both work together constantly, each has characteristics that make it excel at certain cognitive tasks. This idea has given rise to the left and right brain theory, according to which there are notable differences in the way we think, process information and even in intellectual abilities depending on which hemisphere dominates. Left hemisphere, logic, language and analysis. The left hemisphere is traditionally associated with logical and analytical thinking. People with a predominance of this hemisphere tend to excel in skills such as language, comprehension, grammar, writing and speaking, mathematics, numerical problem solving and logical reasoning. Sequential thinking, following step-by-step instructions or structuring ideas in an orderly fashion. Analysis, breaking down complex problems into simpler parts. It is considered the more rational hemisphere, ideal for structured, academic or scientific tasks. Right hemisphere, creativity, intuition and global vision. On the other hand, the right hemisphere is associated with creativity, imagination and emotional perception. People with a dominant right hemisphere tend to excel in art and music, interpretation of sounds, tones, colors and shapes. Visual and spatial thinking, understanding maps, patterns, design and orientation. Intuition, making decisions based on hunches or subjective experience. Empathy and emotions, interpreting facial expressions, tone of voice and body language. Holistic thinking, seeing the big picture rather than focusing on details. This hemisphere is associated with emotional intelligence and originality. Brain dominance, myth or reality. Although this division has been widely publicized, modern neuroscientists clarify that there are no people who use only one hemisphere of the brain. In reality, both work together and constantly complement each other through the corpus callosum, which connects both sides. For example, to speak, left hemisphere task, we need intonation and rhythm, right hemisphere areas. Or to solve a logical problem, left hemisphere, intuition and spatial vision, right hemisphere, are often required. What is true is that some people have more developed cognitive strengths in certain aspects that coincide with the functions of one hemisphere. Hence the notion of brain dominance. What type of intelligence predominates in you? If you prefer lists, schemes, words, you are more analytical and rational, you tend to use more the left hemisphere. If you prefer images, mind maps, music, you are more emotional and creative, you tend to use more right hemisphere. It is not a question of which hemisphere is better, but of understanding how we use both and enhance our abilities. Intelligence is a complex set that encompasses creativity, logic, language, emotion and perception. Both the left and right hemispheres are essential. The ideal is to work both, to develop both analytical capacity and artistic sensitivity, both logic and intuition. Thank you for watching the video.